Gate set in a teasy.
Welcome to another Storytime with OneMan. It's so wet and it's raining so hard, been raining all day. It's supposed to be raining the whole day. Anyways, this story is about when I knocked over some chess pieces in the detention center. Now, let me set the story for you. Let me set the theme. All right. So I had detention and diversion. So I had to go to the detention center, and then after that, the diversion center. The detention center was 5.5 months, and the diversion center is 5.5 months. And you can get extended 2 weeks, 2 different times, which means you can get extended 4 weeks. In both places, if you like mess up. And when I say it's the pettiest place ever, it's the pettiest place ever. And what I didn't even know diversion was going to be even more petty. But let me bring it back to the detention center. So the reason you get that is so you won't have to do 5 years in the jail or prison, whatever, right? So they give you this program, and you can't mess up. Like, you can't. I seen people get off the bus. I'm gonna say all this before I get to the whole story. I seen people get off the bus from prison, because sometimes that's part of your prison sentence too. Like, after prison, you get detention and diversion. You know what I mean? I seen people get off the bus in prison and get back on and say, I ain't doing that. I seen not 1 or 2 people, I seen people do that. They were like, no, take me back. First of all, you gotta cut your hair bald. You gotta wear combat boots. You got on combat boots, and you got on this jumpsuit. This is at the detention center. You got a jumpsuit like you're a mechanic, it's brown. You got combat boots. You gotta shave your hair, your mustache. You gotta shave everything. You got hair, you gotta shave it. You got fingernails, you gotta cut them. And you gotta do it every day, unless your hair don't grow quick. And if it don't grow quick, you gotta do it every other day. But you gonna cut your hair. And when I got there, I saw my dude, Geach Dane. Y'all know Geach Dane. I saw Geach Dane, because when I got there, I was like, people, it looked like they're not marching, but they saying, sir, no, sir, sir, yes, sir, ma'am, no, ma'am, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Everything got to start with sir, ma'am. Everything got to end with sir, ma'am. Really, it's really until you get to know the people, really. You know what I mean? Once you get to know them, you don't got to do it as much. They'll let you slide with some of the stuff. But when you first there, oh, you gonna do it. Everything you say is gonna start with ma'am or sir and end with ma'am or sir, or you're gonna get in trouble. And you don't want to go back and do 5 years. I'm just giving y'all the setting. So in the detention center, if anybody ever fight, they going back to jail. Period. You can't get in trouble. You know what I mean? So let me set the set. Let me get out. That's the setting, right? So one day we got like indoor rec. Indoor rec, you playing cards, checkers, chess, like board games and stuff like that for like an hour or 2. Most of the time it's like 2 hours. You know what I mean? And in the detention center, you can't talk. You can't talk. I'm talking about, it's been times I sat in my chair facing forward, just looking straight, not able to talk. Other people at their bed, just not, you can't do nothing. Anybody ever been in Virginia? It's in Southampton County. It's in Cape Town, Virginia, Southampton County. You know what I mean? So we had indoor rec. And the dude that came with my transition, which means every 2 weeks, they send people in. Every 2 weeks. So it might be like 11 of y'all, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of y'all come. And that's called a transition. A dude I knew from my transition was playing chess, right? And we didn't really get along. You know what I mean? He was like I was gonna say a big black dude with a bald head, but everybody had a bald head. Everybody. But he was bigger than me for sure. But you know me, I don't care about none of that stuff. And that's just the truth. I ain't tough, but I don't care about that. That's who I want to fight. Anyways, he was going against this other dude in chess. This other dude I got cool with, named Lil Hitty. We used to call him Lil Hitty. I forgot his real name. We used to always call him Lil Hitty. He said his dad big-headed from Plaza. And I never knew his dad, but he's always saying, y'all know my dad big-headed? My dude, Geach Dane know what I'm talking about. Geach Dane know the story. I bring her this story all the time. I'm just making this story longer than what it's supposed to be. So they playing chess. And I'm watching them. So Lil Hitty make a move. I'm like, oh man, you should have did that move. Something like that. Then he make another move, but he make a move I ain't even see at all, right? And it was a good move. So the dude I came in transition with, I forgot his name. He looked at me and said, won't you shut up sometimes? You talk too much. To me. And you know, you can't fight, you can't do nothing in it. I'm like, in my head, there's no way he talking to me in my head. So like that same second he said that, I knocked all the chess pieces off the board, all of them. Them shits just hit the floor. They had a good chess game going. I knocked all them shits just off the floor. I mean, on the floor. I knocked them on the floor. He looked at me and said, now pick them up. Pick them up? So me and him about to fight, right? But you remember, you can't do none of this in there. And remember I told you I'm in there with Geach, but Geach was asleep in his rack. And me and Geach, our beds was right beside each other. You know what I mean? I'm talking about right beside each other, our beds was. But Geach was asleep, whatever. Somebody went and told Geach. Because everybody knew I knew him from the street. Like Geach is like my brother. And I knew him from the street. You know what I mean? And somebody went and told him. So next thing you know, I ain't even know somebody went and told him. We both, I guess we sitting back down some kind of way, because you know you can't get in trouble in there. I see Geach come out. In my head, I'm like, oh, fuck. So Geach come out, and really everybody kind of scared of him, because he really like one of the biggest dudes in there. Not the biggest, but one of the biggest. You know what I mean? And plus he know everybody, cool with everybody. You know what I mean? So Geach come out and said, what's going on? And I know it made Geach so mad when I was like, what are you talking about? I really made it look like I don't know what he talking about. Any other soft-ass, punk-ass dude would have said, yeah, man, him about to fight with him. People do that. The gunman don't do that. So I was like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Geach was like, could you go back? I'm going back. Talking about like to regular jail, whatever. So Geach, you already know Geach, right? And if it would have happened to Geach, I would have did the same thing. And Geach probably would have did the same thing I did. Been like, well, man, what are you talking about? So, make a long story short, nothing ain't happened, right? Especially because Geach came out. And so, I guess later on, like the next day or something, might have been, I don't know if it was the same day. I think it was the next day. Dude went up to Geach and was like, I'm the one OneMan was fussing with. You know what I mean? I apologize. He didn't even apologize to me. He apologized to Geach. Like a whole nother day. And Geach had told me he apologized to him and stuff like that. Anyways, that's my story about, because I told my son Tamonte this story. Because we be playing chess. And I told him how I knocked the chess pieces down. Knocked them off the board. I wasn't even playing the game. But yeah, that's a story, another story time with OneMan. I feel like I don't tell good stories. I feel like I don't really have good stories, but I just want to get these stories out there, so, you know. Anyways.
Gate set in a teasy.